So let's talk about consistency. Today is Monday. Did not feel like working out, but I went anyway. We all know motivation fades. Some days you feel like it, most days you don't. What changed my life wasn't motivation, it was structure and showing up anyway. Here are my 5 things that help me stay consistent. Number one, I live by my calendar. Workouts, walks, reading, meetings, everything is scheduled in my calendar. Number two, I keep meals super simple, same staples during the week, less stress, more follow through. Number three, I track my habits in a habits section of my planner. I'll link the one I use. You can also download my digital planner that I have up in my bio. Number four, every Sunday, I plan my week. I fill in my calendar so I know exactly what needs to be done daily. Number five, I protect my mornings. That first hour is mine. No scrolling, just grounding, because consistency isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional over and over again. I hope this helps.
People's biggest issue is that they are waiting to be motivated when they need to be focused on discipline. Motivation and discipline are not friends. They don't even function the same way. Let's get into it. For instance, motivation is loud. It shows up when life feels good. Discipline, on the other hand, is quiet. It shows up when you don't want to move, when you don't feel like doing anything. Yeah. Motivation wants to be seen. Discipline don't care about who is watching at all. Motivation needs energy. Discipline builds endurance. Motivation gets super excited about the goal. Discipline literally gets obsessed about the process, because that's what the steak and potatoes are. Motivation literally quits when it gets tired. Discipline will literally keep going while on empty. I hope you're seeing the difference. Motivation feels like fire. Keyword is feel. Meanwhile, discipline is the furnace that keeps the fire burning, even when the spark is gone, even when your energy is gone, even when it looks like, the flame is going out. Discipline is a furnace. People always ask me, how did I stay consistent through the hard process? Because you'd be crazy to think that just because I've made millions that I still don't have hard processes. But how do I keep going? Where does the consistency come from? It is because I stopped waiting to feel motivated, and I trained myself to become disciplined and stay disciplined. Right? Motivation changes your mood. Discipline changes your life. Hope you like this video. See you in the next one.
Goals are something you're trying to achieve. Standards are something you refuse to live below. And this is the mindset shift that most women need after 40. Goals rely on motivation, but standards rely on identity. For example, goal: I want to work out more. Standard: I train my body. Goal: I want to eat healthier. Standard: I nourish my body. When something becomes a standard, it's no longer negotiable. That's the key. You do it because that's just who you are now. And that is when real change.
Have you ever noticed motivation has terrible attendance? It shows up on Monday morning wearing sunglasses, holding a green smoothie. Then by Wednesday, it's on vacation. That's why so many older women say the biggest lesson they learned wasn't how to get motivated. It was how to stay consistent. Because consistency quietly wins every battle motivation starts.
How do you stay consistent with fitness? That's a question I get asked a lot. I know that as a woman of 65, if I don't stay consistent with my fitness, I will not be able to do what I want to do, what I love to do in the future. So to me, that's very important. I know that's important to you too, so I encourage you to take time every day for fitness. You are worth it.
Here's your morning motivation. Keep showing up. Keep growing and keep succeeding. Go rock this day. Here's your morning motivation. Keep showing up. keep growing, and keep succeeding. Go rock this day. Here's your morning motivation. Keep showing up.
Hey, you don't need motivation. You need memory. Remember how it felt last time you quit? Remember what it cost you to start over again? Discipline is not about wanting to do it. It's about refusing to repeat that feeling. Hope that helps.
The people that are actually winning at life are not the most perfect. They're the most consistent, waiting until you feel confident enough, healed enough.
Good Tuesday morning. Well, not morning, it's almost noon. So anyway, someone made the statement the other day as I was talking. They said, but I bet it's easy for you. No, it's not easy for me, like the working out, staying consistent. But here's the thing. What's easy for me now is because it is a lifestyle for me. I have been doing this for so long that it's a part of my daily life. Okay, so, I get up, I drink my coffee, and I do my workouts. So that's the easy part for me. But it never gets any easier because I'm continuing to challenge my body, week after week. So I'm always pushing myself to make it harder. So no, it never gets easier, and, I am 63 years old and, you listen to your body, and by this time, I have learned what basically will work and not work for me. So, and that's come through years of working out, and I used to compete, and now it's a lifestyle for me. Now I train for life. So, anyway, no, it never gets any easier because you don't want it to get easier because you want to challenge yourself week after week. Okay. So just remember that, ladies. So nothing never gets easier. And if it was easy, everybody would do it, right? Okay, so anyway, try to stay with the program, try to stay with the plan. And the biggest thing is being disciplined to stay consistent, okay? And making it a lifestyle is what's going to help you with the longevity part of it, okay? All right, so get out there and train.
Okay, so again, there is no way for me to stress to you that people that you see that are active, that are physically active, or that have those bodies that you're going for, I can almost 100% guarantee you that it is not motivation that is seeing them through. It is not. When it gets down to the grind, when it gets down to, that every single day, it's just being consistent. It's penciling it in. It's making a promise to yourself and knowing that you owe this time to yourself. You owe to yourself to have a healthy, strong body. Like for me, I'm getting ready to have a birthday. And it's a tough one. I mean, I'm at the end of my 40s, and here's the thing, I have so much life yet to still live, and I want to be healthy and able. So you've got to do it for you. Age doesn't matter. Age is just a number. Age is just a number. You've got to push. You got to push yourself when you feel like you can't. And then at the end of it, you're so proud of what you can accomplish.
Think about it. Nobody wakes up every single day excited to exercise, eat healthy, save money, or work on their dreams. Even the women who seem incredibly disciplined have mornings where they'd rather stay in bed with coffee and a blanket. The difference? They don't negotiate with themselves. They simply show up. One woman explained it perfectly. She stopped waiting to feel ready and started treating healthy habits like brushing her teeth. No debate, no drama, just part of who she is. That's a powerful shift.
If you're a midlife woman in your 40s, 50s, or 60s and you can't seem to stay consistent, here's why. You start strong and then you fall off. And then you think it's a character flaw when it's actually not. Stay with me. See, discipline requires a strong prefrontal cortex. That's the part of your brain that handles planning, self-control, and follow-through. But when you've been in survival mode for so long, that part of your brain gets weak. It's almost like a muscle that's been overworked and never rested. So every time you try to start something new and continue with it, your brain is like, nope, not today. You try to build a new habit and it fights you because it wants to go back to what's familiar. See, your brain is wired to resist change because change feels dangerous. This is why it seems so challenging for you to stay consistent and have the willpower. See, you're not lazy. You're battling decades of what God says in His Word to renew your mind daily. It's been a challenge for you. See, once you understand what's happening, you'll stop beating yourself up and start working through the process.
This is for the girls out there who keep falling off their fitness goals. It's not motivation, it's not discipline, it's identity. Subconscious mind is literally built to keep you consistent with who you've always been. And if the old version of you wasn't someone who trained consistently, wasn't someone who showed up for themselves or believed that they were capable or worthy of having that fit, hot body, then your self-sabotage starts to come into play and keep you in that old identity. That old identity, that old version of you is running the show behind the scenes because that's where your old behaviors, your old belief system, that's the pattern that everything runs on automatically as you make choice. Your willpower will never override your subconscious patterning and belief system. You have to replace that old identity and all of those beliefs first in order to achieve all your goals.
I always see these videos of people that are like, just stay consistent in the gym and you'll get there. But nobody talks about how to stay consistent. And as a beginner, stepping into the gym is already scary, so staying consistent can actually be a hassle. Let me show you a couple of realistic things that actually help me stay consistent in the gym to get my dream body. This first thing I actually love talking about, it's setting realistic goals for yourself and yourself only. Obviously, we're all talking about social media is fake, this and that, and don't believe everything you see on the internet. And that is so much easier said than done, but something that I've really realized that helps me stay consistent is to set realistic goals for my body type instead of chasing somebody else's. Because you can try as hard as you can to try to be this girl's body, but if your body type is just not made to look exactly like that, you're never going to get there. So you're always going to be chasing something that you won't get. So instead, let's set realistic goals for your body so you can hit those and start building your dream body. The next thing I'm going to tell you is how to start making the gym a habit, because you're not going to get there every day by motivation. Let me tell you. A couple ways that you can do this is by going at the same time every single day for a week, and then it makes it 2 weeks, and then it will just become habitual. So like if you know that you're not a morning person and there's no way you're stepping in the gym in the morning, go after work. So maybe that means you go to work, you bring your gym clothes and you go straight from work to the gym. Or if you want to come home and you want to get your clothes on, do that. But do not sit and scroll on your phone or look at your phone or sit down and watch Netflix. Don't take a break, just get it done. I know this sounds a little bit simple and like, oh, is that actually going to work? But once you just start implementing it, it will just become habitual like every other task that you need to do in your day. Those are a couple of realistic things that started to help me get my dream body, and I hope that they can help you get yours as well. Ciao, ciao, and Jesus loves you.
Consistency will get you anything you want out of life because 80% of people are not consistent. As long as you stay locked in longer than 80% of everyone else, you don't even have to work harder than everyone else. You just have to work longer than everyone else. That's the thing about content creation that a lot of people can't grasp. If you're trying to build an organic following or trying to build an organic business, or you're trying to build, even your self-care journey, you have to do the long work. Like, it can't be something that you're trying to do for instant gratification. You have to work hard and long. I think I'm making really, really good progress, and then I find myself in a situation and I'm like, what you mean? Like, come on now. Like, it's like, girl, we don't even operate like that. Like, we don't move like that no more, but the world will bring it out of you. So you got to understand that you have to stay consistent no matter who, what, when, where, why you're dealing with it. Stay consistent, have a good system, and don't let up. Okay, bye.
Instead of saying, I hope I'm motivated today, she says, this is just what I do. See, motivation is an emotion. Consistency is an identity. And identities last much longer than feelings. Another woman shared something that really stuck with me. She said, I don't train for summer. I train for the life I want 10 years from now. Wow, that's wisdom. Because today's small choices are quietly building tomorrow's freedom. Here's something funny, though. Most of us will spend 30 minutes deciding whether we should start, instead of spending 5 minutes actually starting.
You don't have a discipline problem. You actually have too many 0 days going on, and that is why nothing is changing. You start things and then you get into this routine and you get all the habits and you do so much at once that suddenly you're burnt out and you go back to 0. And then when you go back to 0, you think to yourself, well, I need to start over. I need to restart everything and start going into my exercise and eating well, and then doing the cold plunges and go to the sauna, and then getting facials and getting massages and running and also walking. And what about the 10,000 steps? Here's the problem. I call it having no 0 days. And what a no 0 day is that you do something every single day. I don't care what it is, but it's something, so that you never ever have to restart yourself ever again. And a no 0 day is, okay, did I have gentle movement? Did I go outside for a little walk? Did I do some grounding? Did I eat something nourishing? Do you have to do all of those at once? No. But if you pick one thing every day, today I ate a green salad. The next day I moved a little bit. The next day I spent time with someone I loved. The next day I wrote out a letter to my future self and we talked about my goals or whatever. But having like days full of everything and then getting so burnt out and exhausted that you go to 0 again is why people need to restart over and over again. Then you get disappointed in yourself. You shouldn't be disappointed in yourself because you put too much on your plate at once and then you're trying to eat it all at the same time. If you have a no 0 day and you do it a little chunk by chunk and you promise yourself you're going to do something every single day, you will never have to restart again. And I promise you, your life, it will change. Let's get into this. This is why I remain a little fluffy at all times. Cheers.
And if you can only focus on doing one thing, focus on staying consistent. That's it. That's the only thing you need to worry about. So many people spend all of their time, all of their mental capacity on all the wrong things. The timing of their plan, on creating a perfect vision board. Where should I hang it up in my room? Do I have the body I want before I start my plan? None of those things matter. Just start and be consistent. Consistency and determination are what get you there in the end. Successful people still take imperfect action. The second you can be okay with imperfect action and doing at least something towards your goal, even if it is imperfect, even if it isn't how it would look in your ideal world, but doing something geared towards that goal, if you can be okay with that, you will make so much progress, I promise you. This can really apply to anything. If you're someone that has a really specific goal, a big plan that you want to enact, but you have no idea where to start, and you keep going back and forth on the timeline and when and how and can I do this, just do it. Get the ball rolling in some way, do some research, make some calls, make an actual first step towards achieving that thing. Because the more time that you waste, you will regret. We are not getting any younger, unfortunately, so the best time to start is now.
Perfection is sneaky like that. It whispers, wait until everything is perfect. Consistency whispers, just take one step. Guess which voice changes your life? Exactly. You don't have to run 5 miles. Walk around the block. You don't have to read a whole book. Read 1 page. You don't have to change your entire life before dinner. Just keep your promise to yourself today. Because every time you follow through, you're casting a vote for the person you're becoming. And here's the beautiful part. Nobody becomes unstoppable overnight. They become unstoppable by showing up on the boring days, the busy days, the stressful days, especially the days they don't feel like it. So maybe the secret isn't finding more motivation after all. Maybe it's building a life where consistency becomes your default setting. Because in the end, motivation might get you started. But consistency? Consistency is what carries you across the finish line every single time.